Welcome back everyone to Piney Plays the Brawler, where today we are going to speak with Sarandon here at the request of Gandalf to see if we could find the whereabouts of Radagast.
How can I be of service?
I must confess that I don't know where Radagast was bound when he left here, other than eastward into the Lone Lands. I do know that he was concerned with lightning which he saw upon the peak of Weathertop. One of my kinsmen, Candides, has already journeyed to Weathertop to investigate. Perhaps Radagast has joined him there. If you wish, my horse will bear you to Candide's camp. Alright. And... oh yes, I just... show me your travel destination.
What can I do for you?
Candide's camp. Yes, let's go to the longest stable ride in Lotro. Is it the longest one? Well, it's certainly one of them. One of the reasons why I'm not completely sure how long this ride is because I generally get off early to speak with these guys, even before I get to Candide's camp. Right?
Why to take a moment of your time?
You want me to collect choice cuts of wolf meat? And
Would you do something for me?
find your weapons? Your bow, your mace. How do you lose a bow, a mace, and a halberd? How does one carry a bow? Okay. They're not all her weapons. Those are each of them has a weapon. All right, fine. Because I was just trying to figure out how you lose all three of those in a single battle. All right, and he wants some pelts.
Can I speak with you a moment?
Smooth wolf pelts. Well, I have to hunt the wolves for meat anyways, so I suppose that'll be fine. So now let's get down here. Find the wolves. Shouldn't be too difficult to find the wolves because I think there is one. I think that's a wolf down there. Yep, that's a wolf right down there. All nice, perfectly in level. Now let's find the orcs that may be a little bit tougher. Ooh. Smack him on the head with a beer mug. Hello there. Oh. Of course, it got that stupid crippled effect that they like putting on you. And we also have other creatures around here, such as these bats. I don't think the bats really get you anything. Certainly not wolf pelts. But of course, what I'm really interested in also is finding out where the orcs are. The orcs are the ones I usually have trouble fighting with. I probably shouldn't do that to an archer, considering that they'll just start shooting at me and standing in place. Orc Slayer. Alright, and bring the weapon. Now, this one orc was carrying all three weapons. Now, really? So he managed to... I guess they all had to drop their weapons. Maybe I should have read the quest text. That would have been useful, right? To know the reason why they have all this. Let's see. There are orcs in the Midwater Pass. Aggie Honeysuckle and her camp to the west of the orc haunts. Aggie Honeysuckle has asked that you find the weapons the orcs stole from the hunters when they entered the Midwater. So the orcs just came and stole their weapons. Maybe I'll go down the other side. I know that there are plenty of wolves around here, including a couple that I missed, right? Don't worry, I could take care of you. And soon I'll have a nice collection of wolf meat and wolf pelts. And maybe work a little bit on my enmity of the wolves. Looks like I only have two more wolves now to kill in order to finish up that deed. Now the tricky one is up around here where we have one spot where there are several wolves all at once. I suppose if things get too tricky, I could always buy a skirmish soldier token Actually, probably even better would be to send a couple from one of my other characters. I got a character that is just inundated with those landscape soldier items. Completed Enmity of the Wolves, where I get to throw stones. New deed, Enmity of the Wolves 2. What does Enmity of the Wolves 2 get you? New deed to stone. Oh, Fellowship maneuver help. Yeah, like that's ever going to come in handy. Interesting how the default placements for Stew for Stone was right where I would probably best put it, because it was right next to the beer mug. And the beer mug, of course, is my other ranged attack. So now I have 2 ranged attacks. I guess that's helpful. Maybe. Well then, let's see. Do I have everything? Yep, I do. Let's go and turn in these quests. Hold on. Somebody is being sneaky. Okay, perhaps the timing on the stoop for the stone and the mug are a little bit tricky on there. I think the beer mug does a lot more. Let's see, this does 229. That does, yeah, 18 common damage. Well, 3-second days, which might be useful. But yeah, the beer mug is obviously the better attack. Here are your pelts.
What can I do for you?
Just take the pelts. There you go. And here are your cuts of meat.
Greetings.
And here
What can I do for you?
are your weapons.
Why to take a moment of your time?
Yes, this may seem like a strange request, but it is one that I feel necessary. There's an inn on the border of the Midwater Marsh. Yeah, okay, just go there and tell them that you're not to be expected. So to unreserve your room, I guess I could do that. And for you,
Would you do something for me?
ooh, Candice? That name doesn't sound familiar to me. I know this, though. We have hunted in the shadow of the Weathertop and seen signs of a camp. It's possible that the man that you see camps over there. The camp can be found on the western base of Weathertop. Yeah, well, not that I would have had any trouble finding him if I had just stayed on the horse. That's the disadvantage, of course, of dismounting halfway through, and that is that I now have to walk all the way to Condite. Well, I suppose I could port over and just do that horse ride all over again. I think I'll pass on that. I think in all of this questing, I have forgotten about my weaponsmithing skills, and I suspect I'll continue to do so. Maybe I should have gone into cooking instead. Well, what do you say, Condath? First of all, do you know Condath?
Greetings.
Hunters out of Bree knew of my whereabouts? I shall need to be cautious and redouble my efforts to hide my supplies in the future then. Now, what brings you to the foot of Weathertop? Surely you did not realize that there was a lone ranger in the shadows of the Amonsul who needed your aid? Well, I don't know. Let's see. A lone ranger. Now, actually, what we needed was that Gandalf sent me here.
What can I do for you?
You're looking for Radagast the Brown. I have not seen him, and I know not of his passing, but there is a cold and a shadow that has come to these lands of late. Oh, and what is that?
What can I do for you?
Oh yeah, I forgot to turn off leveling, didn't I? Yes, Saradin's word comes late to the Lone Lands. If Radagast the Brown passed into these lands, then perhaps hope is not lost in this place. I have returned only recently from a journey in lands to the east, lands held firmly in the grip of evil. When I returned from the journey, I learned to my dismay that evil does not stir in the east alone. Oh boy, I do know that for sure. Yes, goblins now roam to the south. Okay, that's no shock. While their larger and more ferocious cousins among the orcs spread through the weather hills like a festering plague. I've run into one of them. I must find the main body of the orcs. If you will assist me in driving back the enemy in these hills, I will begin the search for Radagast the Brown. What do you say? Alright, I suppose I could do that. Yes, alright, so kill some orcs. And what else do I need to do?
Greetings.
Kill some birds and collect their eyes. Okay. Now that's a real grisly task. No, it shouldn't be too difficult. Alright, here is... Oh, well, that's a pig, not an orc. Here's an orc. One of the large number of messengers that are around these days, because I think they went a little bit overboard in making sure that there are extra messengers around, but okay, well, in the past there were way too few of them. At least that counts as one of the melee ones. Okay, and arranged one. And even a bird. Birds of a feather die together? Yeah, something like that. The tricky bit is usually within this camp here. Actually, before I take care of this camp, let's take care of this orc here. But if I'm going to take care of these guys, it's usually if I want to get my numbers up, I'll have to... Oh, and there was a messenger here. Probably just spawned in, right? See if I can take care of him before these guys. Yes. Thank you. You waited just long enough for me to be able to take care of him. Thank you very much. How polite of you. Take care of the Blade Master. He's a Blade Master. He's got a heron-marked blade, I guess that means? Oh, wrong world. Orcs dealt with.
How can I be of service?
Ah, thank you. But my thanks are tempered with concern. I have never seen a force of orcs like this in Eredor before today. Oh.
What can I do for you?
I want you to find a messenger and collect the orders. Oh, I really wish I thought of that when I killed that messenger earlier. Fortunately, this guy really likes to linger in this area. Hi there. Sorry to kill you again, but I'm in need of getting a message from you. And a final punch? Yeah. Punch right in the nose. Message found.
What can I do for you?
These orders are written in the Black Speech, a tongue that I never desired to learn. Well, what do you expect them to write their messages in? So what do we do now?
How can I be of service?
Find the War Master Uzor and collect his orders, even though they're likely to be in Black Speech also. Okay. And?
How can I be of service?
Somebody stole your bow. Boy, a lot of people are missing weapons these days, aren't they? And?
What do you need?
Collect battered lockboxes within the Orc Camp. Okay, fine. And if I find any more bird's eyes, then I guess I'm supposed to collect those also. Ah, here is the Orc Camp. And let's see what we can find inside of here. Well, orcs! What did I expect to find in here? Of course there are orcs in here. There you go. And now your turn. Whack. Good. Well, one nice thing is that whenever you kill anything here, you get rep. Now, I need to find the chests. And then climb all the way up to the top where I can find this War Master. there are probably going to be a few orcs along the way that I'll have to tangle with. Like that one. And this one. Two down. I make sure that I collect both of these. I don't think you really need to collect both of those because I think there are at least 9 in all. But nice to be cautious on that matter. Oh! Double the fun, isn't it? Did any of those have the bow yet? No, I still need to collect the bow. Well, here's a guy with the bow. Hey, is that a ranger's bow by any chance? Apparently not. And what about... Now, I suppose I'll be able to tell a ranger's bow from a... I guess that was a ranger's bow. Maybe I could have just headbutted him, but I didn't think about doing that. And apparently I interrupted him anyway, just with finesse. How about that? Now, let's collect the lockbox. Let's somehow get over the lockbox. What else do we need to do? Oh yes, we still need to find the War Master, who I believe is over the bridge. Over at least 2 more bridges, if I recall correctly. Oh. See what I mean about how many lockboxes there are? There are already 6 of them, and I think there are certainly a lot more than 2 along the way there. Hey, you! Whack! That should distract him a little while as I finish crossing the bridge. I know the game doesn't really work that way. But doing something slightly silly on occasion, even on many occasions. Let's see. There you go. And now it's your turn. Okay, now let's see. This is number 7. Now let's get up here. Now this is always the fun one where you got the 2 archers right on the side of the bridge here. See? Don't worry, I've dealt with them enough times. And that's 1 bridge. I mean, 1 orc down. Yeah, 1 bridge down. No, we don't want the bridges to be down yet. That could be for another time for the bridges to go down. When it disrupts them, not me. Alright. Last lockbox. Right, I think there's 1 more down here. So yeah, so I guess there are 9 if I'm remembering that properly. Oh boy. Well. Oh, I actually knocked him out before he had a chance to blow the horn? Okay. I think that's actually a 9th one. I think I usually have all 8 before I get to there, though I'm not too sure I've ever actually put that to the test to know if that's a real lockbox or not. Now, let's see. We've got everything, well, except for the eyes, but that's another matter. I have brought back your bow.
How can I be of service?
Ah, thank you, my friend. This bow will yet slay many orcs before its time is ended. You're right, and a choice between some power and a spare bow. Well, I can't use a bow, so I might as well take the power. Also, let's see, I've got the boxes.
What do you need?
Yes, I think these will do nicely, even though they've been in the hands of orcs. And finally, I've got the orders.
How can I be of service?
Another letter written in the black speech. Oh, what a shock! Ah, well, and its meaning evades me as much as this fellow. This one, however, bears the mark of a white hand. Well, I must know what message this letter bears. This is not a task for you, Pine Punch. I have finally discovered information on the whereabouts of Radagast, but there is something else you need to take care of first. Oh, what is that? Oh, other than having to choose a reward here, which is no, and not really. Well, I'll just take this.
Greetings.
What do we need to do now? I suppose we have to find that out in the next episode of The Complete Pineleaf.